Welcome to the Unapologetic She, a space for you, a space for me, which means this is a space for us. It's February, y'all. So honestly, I just want to do a quick shout out to all the Black folk out there, even the problematic ones. Like, let's celebrate y'all this month because the world's not going to. So we have to. And shout out to Black women for just being Black women. We deserve any and everything we're coming for. So remember that the next time you ask for something, ask for more because it's yours. You're a Black woman. Duh. But anyway, let's get into today's video. So today I'm going to talk about a few things that I think you absolutely need when you are locked. Now, this is a minor disclaimer. If you have starter locks, so that means if you just got your coils, you just got your 2-strands, your braids, whatever the case is, maybe not instant locking so much or the crochet method, I would not try a few of these things on your hair. Only because a lot of these things I've tried as my locks have matured. So that means when you feel them, they're actually hard. You don't feel a lot of space. They're not spongy anymore, like they formed into a maybe teenage or mature lock. So do this at your discretion. Don't come to me if you come out with your locks. It's not recommended. So yeah. But anyway, the first thing that I think you should try, or the thing that I think you should have with locks, is brushing. Now, I know that's probably a little bit problematic, and I know it's like, why would you ever take a hairbrush and put it on your hair? Especially like in the loose natural community and the natural community altogether. We don't brush our hair. Like, unless you're detangling something, that's pretty much it. But I have found that when I look at my locks, because I do look at them daily just to make sure there's nothing in them that I haven't seen, nothing that's coming out of them that's like really weird. I've talked about dyeing my hair, using products on my hair, so it's very important that I inspect my locks often because I am afraid, like extremely afraid of buildup and lint. With lock brushing, you are able to brush the length of your locks and you can get things out that are on the surface of your lock a lot better as if, you went down the line, you tried to do a lock detox, had stuff coming out. Lock brushing can prevent a lot of that. So what happens, you take a soft bristle brush.
You what?
You start to brush the length of your hair, and if you notice, sometimes you'll start to see things come off the locks of your hair. So of course it is winter time, and a lot of places it is really cold, and for me, I do wear a lot of sweaters right now, so it's easy for the lint from my sweater to get into my locks. So brushing my locks has definitely helped me get that out so that later it doesn't get stuck in the lock, the extra hair doesn't like form around the lock, and then like in 8 years, I had very linty locks. I'll cut them off. I promise you I will. And we're trying to avoid that. So lock brushing, try it. It's cool to me. And I only say this for mature locks because you don't have the issue of the lock coming apart. You don't have to worry about deforming the lock, all of that fun stuff. So if you have mature locks, I would definitely try it. If you have starter locks or baby locks, maybe steer clear of this for a little bit. The second thing that everybody who has locks should have is an oil mixture. Now, I know some people are gonna be really weird about this because I've seen it in the natural hair community a lot, that locks or oil is not for the length of your hair. However, for people like me who lack luster, whose hair doesn't shine very easily and it looks dry all the time, I have found this to help me a whole lot. So of course, I've talked about me having low porosity hair, and with low porosity hair, I need lighter oils. Now on my scalp, I do use castor oil, and I do use castor oil to retwist, but I do not put castor oil on the length of my hair. However, I do use jojoba and grapeseed oil to make sure that my hair looks shiny. I don't want no dusty hair. I don't want dusty locks. I don't want to give the illusion that my locks are dusty. So I do use this often. I use this every day. And then the next thing that I'm gonna talk about gets paired with that. So you wanna make sure you have a water bottle, a spray bottle of any sort. Now that seems self-explanatory, but I know for me, it took a very long time to get comfortable with spraying my locks. One, because the root of my hair, if I would get them wet, then it would be like, oh no, is like where my retwist is that gonna get frizzy? Is it gonna like make my hair shrink up? And of course that can happen if you are drenching your hair in water. But I do take a spray bottle every single day with distilled water and a little bit of tea tree oil, the essential oil, and make sure that I spray my hair down with that water. I do not get it super wet. It's just a light mist. And then I take my hands with my oil and I just rub it all over my hair just to make sure that my hair is moisturize. I have a really big problem with moisture, especially in the winter, especially because with low porosity hair, water just sits on the top of it. So I had to find something that would really help me keep moisture in my locks because nobody wants dry locks. Like, I don't know anybody out there who's like, yeah, I don't mind. It's not a big deal. Because remember, locks still take maintenance. It's not one of those styles where you can just do or you can just get locks and just leave your hair alone. There are certain things we don't have to do as much. We don't have to wash them as much, all of that fun stuff, but you still want to make sure that there's moisture in your hair. Dryness equals breakage. Breakage equals potential baldness. Anyway, the last thing that I really think that everybody who has locks should have is a silk or satin scarf. Now, that's probably another self-explanatory thing, but I cannot stress how easy it is for stuff to get in your hair, how easy it is for your hair to just sit on those cotton pillows that some of y'all have. Cotton pillowcases that some of y'all have. I know I had one, so I had to cover it with a different kind of pillowcase. You don't want the moisture that you spent all day working on or you spent all this time getting into your locks. You don't want it to get dried up. So I would recommend getting a silk or satin scarf. I know there are some brands who have those slap caps that have the silk or satin on the inside. That works too, but just make sure you have something to cover up your hair. Once again, locks do not equal lazy. You don't get to just treat your hair any kind of way. It's still your hair, it's still growing out of your scalp, so you wanna make sure you treat it the best. So, I'm sure these things were obvious, but if they weren't, let me know if there's something else that you think that lock folks should definitely have. Like if there's something that I did not mention, which is probably a million things, let me know in the comments because I'm willing to try new things all the time, except if it's thick product, y'all, I'm gonna stay away from that. But anyway, I know this video was short, but I just really wanted to talk about this lock brushing, especially because, man, lint can't live here. It cannot. So I hope it doesn't live where you are either. But with that being said, please don't forget to follow me on The Planter and The Unapologetic She. Every day for Black History Month, I am uploading a poem about my experience as a Black woman, especially coming from an all-white space. So go ahead and go check that out. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.